Today I'm going to be looking at a bag of coins that I forgot I had. It's this bag right here. These are coins that I purchased. These are all going to be foreign coins, I believe, from a coin show I went to back in March. And these are all coins, if it's the bag I'm thinking of, it's going to be all coins that I individually purchased. So these are not four for dollar coins like I frequently make on this channel, or grab bag coins or anything like this. These are all coins that were in flips that I individually purchased. And then I set the bag down, and then it got behind a few things, and then I forgot I had it. So these were all coins that I wanted to purchase, and then forgot that I had, and I have not looked in this bag in months. So I'm going to surprise myself on here. So I'm just going to pull some things out of here, and I've got everything in a Ziploc bag in here. So let's, all right, so that'll make things easier. Let's just pull out the Ziploc bag, and then we can go through, I guess I'm going to start with whatever is on the front. I got zoomed in here, and let's open it up, and we'll start with the one on top. This is from Tuvalu. So I don't know if I got any kind of discounts on any of these, so we're just going to go with I paid whatever the price says on here. So Tuvalu, that's a country that we don't see very often. I did not realize that it was a British property. I mean, I probably did when I saw what was written on here, but we've got a $5 coin celebrating the royal wedding, and so that means this is going to be a Charles and Diana coin, and that makes it very, especially now that we see that written in the bottom corner, that's going to make this a very timely coin. Well, it celebrates Charles and Diana, but I flip it over, and it's just got the portrait of the Queen that we saw in the early 80s. So it's the Charles and Diana 81 royal wedding without actually having Charles and Diana on it. So I guess that is a crown with 3 quills, maybe? Inkwell pins kind of things. So, all right, well, there you go. Next coin, there's probably going to be a lot of silver in here. I think this one is silver. Charlotte, Grand Duchess of Luxembourg in 1929. We have a 5 franc coin from 1929. So this is 75% silver. And so the silver content would be 3255. That means that when I purchased this, silver was in the high 20s, and today it's in the very low 20s. So probably at the time it had a silver melt value of about $9, and now it's closer to $7 or so. So that 5 franc coin, still nice looking. Next up we have an old British coin from 1746, and that looks like it was run over by a horse and then a car. But I paid $5 for it. On the size, I'm guessing that is a half penny. Going back before we figure out the monarch. Just going off memory, it seems like it's got the Britannia sitting on the throne with the shield on it look, but facing the other direction. I wonder if that was a thing back then. So our monarch, I guess that is easier to see than I thought it'd be. George that a second. I think there it says Rex, which is Latin for king. So George II, 1746. So definitely an older British coin. Next up, we have a Swiss half franc. This dealer would write the amount. We'd have several different places, prices to look at, but I remember this dealer, whatever number was circled, that's the actual price. So he's going to say this Swiss half franc had a catalog value, very fine, of $5. Has a originally was going to sell it for $3.75, but today was selling it for $2. And then on this side, it says it is 0.0671 ounces. So I can say it's about $1.50 just in silver value. When I bought this, I bet I was looking at this and said, hey, this is below spot price. Isn't today, but that's still a nice coin. I'm pretty sure I already had that, and I probably would have bought it just for the melt value. Next up, looks like we've got a 1 krona from Sweden. And I was looking at another krona today where it was spelled, where the last letter was an E, but here we have it ending in an A. So 1890 is the date on here. And I guess I paid $5 for this silver coin. And see if we can get that one back in the flip. This one's missing a staple on an important side right there. That could slide on out. I might have to find a new home for this one, but let's see. Our monarch here is Oscar II, Sweden, and Norway king. That's part of history that I was not familiar with. If that's going to be the silver content, almost 1/5 of an ounce, that means that today that's worth about $4 in silver. Again, that might be one that I bought just because the spot price was so close. Next, we've got a silver coin from Greece. I like how this, I remember this dealer, he has really nice labels for all of his purchases. So let's start with the coin, then we'll look at the description later. We've got a 30 drachma coin. That is not a very common denomination of a coin, so I'm thinking this was intended to be a commemorative. And then, let's see, the year 1964. And I see back there, yes. Do we have a Greek royal wedding here, or at least a king and queen? Trying to get some light on that without the light hitting the flip, so we're just going to take this out of the flip for a moment. So I cannot read Greek well enough to tell you what exactly that is saying. I used to, but that does look like the monarchs. We've got Constantine II and Anne-Marie's wedding, a silver 30 drachma, KM 87, and I paid $12 for that coin, minus whatever discount that he would have given me. Next up, we've got a large, I remember this one, this is a British crown. I was thinking about recently if I had this. So this is from 1953. By this point, for many years, the British crown was an important circulating coin. As the largest silver coin, it has a value of a crown, which was equal to 5 shillings. So this coin is actually labeled as 5 shillings on the bottom. But after starting with about George VI, pretty much all crowns were only meant as commemoratives and not actual circulating coins. And so I believe the last 8 crowns that were made have all been commemoratives, maybe more than that. But this would have been the first crown that was made with Queen Elizabeth, and this one is commemorating taking the throne. So there she is riding horseback. Got her monogram of E, 2 Roman numeral, and then R. And then as we look in the back, it has I guess it's the crest of the 4. I'm sure I'm going to get the terminology here wrong, but the 4 territories that make up the United Kingdom. The harp as Ireland. I forget which one is Wales, Scotland, and Great Britain. And ornamentation between all the three. There's our 1953. And for the longest time, that was the crown that I was missing from my collection. Next up, we have a silver 2 shilling from 1942 from South Africa. And according to the notes here, 80% silver, so this one's going to be 0.289 ounces. And even at today's prices, that $6 would be the just the melt value of this coin. So 1942. So like Britain, South Africa, while it was British controlled, used the pre-decimal system. We've got George VI, King and Emperor. Get a closer look at the details on this one. All right, next up we have something from Ceylon. Probably silver, but that one's very tiny. 75 cents, but old enough to have Queen Victoria on it. Year of 1892. And I guess that's that looks like the younger portrait of Victoria on there. If you're not familiar with Ceylon, today it is known as Sri Lanka. 10 cents. That's one of the smaller silver coins that you'll see, so 0.03. So in today's money, that's about 65 cents worth of just in melt value, but to find a coin that is 130 years old and just 10 cents over spot, I think that one is a nice pickup. Next up, we have a commemorative Thai coin. So if you've seen Thai coins before, you're probably going to recognize the picture of the monarch that's on this side. And we flip it over, and it is a commemorative, looks like this is going to be a 2 baht coin. And most of their coins don't actually have R numbers or letters on them. So this one must have had a quite a circulation, but or intended to reach a lot of people. And we have the International Youth Year of 1985 on this one on the 2 baht, and it even says the word Thailand right there. And then we've got the silhouette or outline of, I guess, can't really see it in the light that way, so let's flip it back over here. I guess the faces of 3 different youth between some leaves. So, and then their county year of 2508, I guess, which would be our 1985. So that's a nice commemorative. Next up, from the Philippines. Back in the days when the United States minted their coins and made them of silver, 1917. S for San Francisco mint mark. We've got 10 centavos. And if memory serves me, this is about the size of a United States dime. We've got 0.482, so about $1 of silver in this one. I forget if they were 90% or 75% back then. They started off as 90 and then later on switched to 75%. This is something that is very well worn on the other side, so I guess they didn't actually look up the year on here, 1908 through 1918. There does appear to be a year on here of 1293, so I don't know offhand what that's going to be, but we've got a bunch of Arabic script on this side, several stars going around it, then it's well worn. They were able to look up, that's some pretty, that's almost as bad as my handwriting. I'm I'm going to say that's 53% silver, and that's not unusual for Turkey to have all kinds of different values of silver content when you get back to the early 1900s and older. Is that a 0.06 or 0.0042? It is a little bit larger than that last one that we looked at. Well, either way, I thought this one's going to be worth about $1.50 to me, and I guess if that is a 642, then we are looking at about $1.50 in silver value. Of course, it is very well worn. 2 kurush. Later on, they use the kurus without an H on the end. And there is nothing identifiable on that side, just a bunch of scratches. So that one really is only worth about spot, although it makes for a nice, fills a hole in my collection. Next up, we have this looks like a zinc coin from Bolivia. And when I think of zinc coins, I think of from the World War II era, I think of Europe, but perhaps Bolivia got in on that as well. And this is only 40 cents, and so a lot of the Bolivian coins at this time had a design like this. But this is the part I did not recognize, 20 centavos, 20. So that reminds me of the symbol for doctors. We have a couple of snakes wrapped around a pole. So I wonder if there's any connection there. But otherwise not a coin you see very often. For a 25-cent coin, Japan, 1947, 50. So I'm guessing this is 50 sen and not yen. That's a guess. So far, maybe I can recognize some of the characters on here, or maybe the year. 1947. Japanese coins do not have do not actually put the calendar year on their coins. They put the year of the reign of the emperor. And I think at this time they were still reading right to left, which I just pointed that backwards. They'd start on this side, go over here. And so we have the symbol of the emperor. I think a 2 plus 3 is, the plus is their 10, so 2 and a 10 is 20, and then a 3. Just based on the age of it, I'm thinking that's 50 sen, but I don't see the yen or the sen mark on here, unless that's not a yen, is it? Well, otherwise it's not a coin that I recognize. Maybe here we go, the sen symbol is on here. It's just so well worn that we couldn't see it. In the middle of the coin, we've got a 5 and then a plus, so that makes 50. And that's their sen symbol. The yen is a simple symbol. It looks like the letter Y with a couple of lines going through it, but the sen, which is the low 100 sen make a yen, looks like 10 strokes on that symbol. So that's a 50 sen coin from 1947. Our final coin is going to be from Panama, 1930. Another silver coin. At this time, Panama was making their coins the same size, and at least they attempted the same size and weight as American coins. 0.0723, so definitely has $1.50 of silver in here. See if we zoom in, can we see a value on this coin? Well, in very tiny numbers on here, we have the weight But it doesn't say the denomination. But if you are familiar with American coins, then you would recognize this is about the size of a U.S. dime. So this is going to be the decimo, or 1/10 of a dollar, or in their case, what does Panama use? I'm drawing a blank. Peso, maybe? So it's 1/10 of a Balboa, maybe? Well, it's the same size and has silver like that. So Panama 1930, and we have this design appeared on many of their coins at the time. So this is, yeah, okay, here we say undecimo de Balboa. So the Balboa was their dollar, and the decimo is their 1/10 or the dime of the Balboa. And in case you didn't know, the U.S. dime is based on the 1/10 of a dollar. That's where the word dime comes from. All right, so a lot of silver that I purchased close to spot price at the time, and a couple of chunky coins here, crown-sized coins of British commemoratives. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.